What's up, everybody? I am so excited because today we're going to do a little bit of a vlog. I am actually headed to an authentic Turkish restaurant slash grocery store that is in the city where I live, which is Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And if you don't know where that is, it's in America and it's close by Miami, because I know anytime I go backpack traveling, people will ask me where I'm from, and when I say America, they'll say where, and then I'll say I'm from Florida, and they have no clue where Florida is until I say I'm from Miami. So I'm actually headed there right now, and I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride because I'm gonna get some Turkish food. Guys, I've made it. I'm so excited. I'm about to go inside and place my order. Alright guys, I'm back at the studio and I haven't seen the food yet, but I'm going to unpackage this right now with you guys on camera. I'm doing this with one hand because I'm holding the camera on the other so I can get a good angle. Alright, I've removed the saran wrap covering and let's see what it looks like. Mind you, I did drive with this in the car, so if everything is kind of out of place, you'll know why. Oh my gosh, look at that, guys. Look at that. So, I'll explain really quickly what I've ordered. This is their mixed grilled platter. We have grilled chicken, grilled lamb, and the famous Turkish meatball. And then we have some rice underneath there, and we have some salad. Ah, this looks so good. I can't wait to eat this. Okay, I think I aimed the camera to fit the food just the same way. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of English Turks, where I review your favorite Turkish series with and without English subtitles. And today we are doing something a little bit different. I will be tasting for the very first time some Turkish food. Now, actually, I have had Turkish food before because I do have a friend of mine that's from Turkey. Today is gonna be like knowingly tasting it, because before I wasn't really a fan of Turkish series. I didn't really know much about it at the time when I was like eating food from her house, so I don't know what I even had that could have been considered authentic Turkish food, but I know she served it to me before because she has parties and stuff and I've eaten things. But I don't remember it like with an appreciation from what I know now. So I will be tasting this delicious plate of food, and I did kind of put it in before exactly what I ordered, but I got it from this restaurant called Gelato, which you probably saw in the previews of me walking into the restaurant, getting the food and everything. And I wanted to definitely taste the meatballs because I watched Love Me As I Am on Netflix, which is a great show. If you haven't watched it, you definitely need to watch it. The father of the main girl was a meatball seller, so he sold a lot of meatballs. So I always wanted to taste it, especially since they make them in a flat shape. Yeah. And so I saw that on the menu, but then again I was like, oh my gosh, but I can get like this whole mixed platter with the chicken and the lamb. And so, oh, this is lamb meatballs. So there's grilled chicken, and then I think this is something else. I'm not too sure. What is this? This is, tomatoes. So yes, I washed my hands and everything, and I don't have any tea or anything. I'm just gonna be drinking water to help wash it down. And yeah, it's really cool. Today, as I taste this and let you guys know what I think, I'm going to be talking about one of the Turkish shows that I'm watching right now, which I don't post podcasts for. And yeah, let's just get into it. I'm gonna start off with the meatball because that's what I was really excited about. So let me get my knife just in case we fancy. So exciting. Oh my gosh. You don't know how many times I've watched Love Me As I Am. I've watched that series at least twice now, and I think maybe 2.5 times because I didn't finish watching the full one and the third. But every time I saw them eating the meatballs, I'm like, man, I gotta have some. So let me tell you what my first impressions are. Oh my gosh. This is really good. Hold on, let me get some rice because I always say eat it with rice. Very good. So inside of here, they have some stuff. Now, if you have regular brown meatballs, then you normally know what goes inside of a meatball, but this one has some extra. I can't even tell what it is, but it's something green, so maybe cilantro or something. But it's really good. So good. And the rice is nice and fluffy. Really good. Really, really good. I love the meatballs. They taste great. Absolutely amazing. Before I taste the chicken, I'm going to try some of the salad. The salad is covered in a sauce. I'm not sure what the sauce is. This is a nice large green pepper. The salad is, oh my gosh, the salad's amazing. Oh my god. I don't know what sauce this is, but it's really good. Do yourself a favor, if you don't live in Turkey, I'm sure there's a Turkish restaurant nearby you somewhere. Find out and taste it. All right, really quickly before I get into Emanet, I'm gonna try the chicken. They are very good. Both meat that I've tried is super good. It just tastes, it's not like a shock factor. It just tastes like a really good home cooked meal, but with like an extra kick to it that you can't put your finger on, but you know that it has to be authentic to the culture. It's so good that I can't even talk. What I love about it is that there was two guys in there who were doing the orders and doing the cooking and everything like that, and they were talking in Turkish, and there was only one other customer who was sitting down having a hot tea. He had some chai in front of him, and he even went up to the counter and he was talking to them in Turkish, so you know he was from Turkey and they were from Turkey, and I felt very welcomed in there. I feel like the rice is more fluffier than normal like American rice, like that you would cook for yourself. But it's good. It's really fluffy. Okay, so now I can talk. What I wanted to talk about today is Emanet. I don't know if you guys are watching it. It's called Legacy on YouTube, and they don't have English translations, but in the comments below there is a commenter that will translate the entire episode and leave it in the comments, and basically if you wait long enough. It airs at 1, but they release it on YouTube around like 2 p.m.-ish. And then if you have the patience to wait and wait till later in the evening, you can see all the translations. So normally what I would do is I'd wait till the evenings now and just copy all the translations into a document and then put it side by side and watch it and read at the same time. And sometimes I will read the translation, and then before that scene comes up, and then I'll try to see what they would say in Turkish, and then when it comes up, listen to see if I was correct. And you know what? A lot of times I am correct. So that's really exciting because I feel like I'm really getting to learn the language and everything. And so about this show, if you're watching it, then you're going to know what I'm talking about. It's about this girl, Seher, whose sister dies an unknown death. And basically, she, on her deathbed, she tells her sister not to leave her son in this mansion that he's currently living in. And this boy, her son, is now an orphan because both his parents have passed. And so Seher goes through a lot of trial and tribulation to get into the mansion, and now she is his primary caretaker. And the person who's running this household, who owns all the wealth and everything, is this little boy's uncle, which happens to be the brother of the father of this little boy. So she's the sister of the mother and he's the brother of the father. And they're basically going through the motions here. It's like a soap opera. Everything happens at a slow pace. Honestly, with the recent episodes, I realized that if things just kept going the way they were going, like they'd never get married, they'd never be forced into a situation that they have to actually be together as a couple. But there has been some new developments because the aunt, well, actually, let me say the sister-in-law, because she's not really an aunt. She's just related by marriage. And so Iqbal is like the nemesis, the evil one in this story, and she is trying to find a way to take control of the wealth. The only way she can do that is by having her own sister, Zuhal, marry Yaman, who owns all the wealth. And so she's trying to do this, but with Seher entering the house, it makes it a lot more difficult for her. So now she's doing everything in her power to get rid of Seher. At the same time, she wants to get rid of the nephew because then he could inherit everything. And she can't have kids with the brother that she married, Zia, because I think he has some issues, some mental issues or something. And so her only ticket to getting control of the wealth is to have her sister marry Yaman. And so they're doing all these things to get rid of Seher, to get rid of the little boy. And everything they've done so far has only helped the couple get closer and closer together. But despite all of this, they're still at this place where they're not confessing that they like each other, but they're realizing more and more that they do. Now, something that she's recently done, or is trying to do, is focusing on getting rid of Yusuf, which is the little boy. Her plan for getting rid of Yusuf happens to be making him remember his mother's death and causing him some trauma so that he wouldn't want to be in the house anymore, or he'd be afraid or something, and he tried to escape. And then child services would probably want to step in and remove him from the home because it's causing him more trauma than he needs. And so that's her plan. But I can already foretell what's going to backfire here, okay? So if child services does step in, which they've already reached this point, I don't know if the episode is aired yet today, but Yusuf has run away from home and they're all looking for him and trying to find him. They will find him. But if child services does step in, which they're probably, Iqbal and Zuhal are probably going to find a way to get child services to step in. One of the things that child services will say in order for them to keep custody, for Yaman to keep custody of the child, will be that probably that he needs to be married. It'd be better if he was in a 2-parent household. He'll feel more secure, because that's usually what happens in these TV shows. They always lead it back to, well, if you were a married man, then maybe this would be much more in your favor. And so I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to convince him that he needs to get married in order to make his case to keep Yusuf stronger. And then Iqbal will see that and try to say, hey, why don't you just marry Zuhal? But in the end, he'll probably marry Seher. And then in order to, go through the processes of meeting with, child service agents and stuff like that, then they'll have to show that they're a real married couple, that, maybe they'll check their bedroom, something, those weird, awkward things. I really think that that's where this is going to go. If it does, it's going to be amazing, because then, if we just left it up to Yaman and Seher, they'll never be together. They'll always be just looking and staring at each other from afar. But being forced into a marriage, which, for Seher, it's going to work to her benefit, because she just wants to be with Yusuf. That's it. She wants to be with Yusuf, hands down. And Yaman wants to be with Yusuf, hands down. And so for both of them, it might just be the most logical, best solution, because even though Yaman has the money, he doesn't have the 2-parent household. And Seher doesn't have the money, and they'll probably say, oh, you're a single woman, you don't have, much of a finance behind you and stuff like that. So I think this is going to work in their benefit, and they'll see that and they'll want to be together. Now the episodes are really enticing, because it's such a slow race to the finish line, like the hare and the tortoise. Most of these Dizis, you get the hare, everything's going fast paced, and all of a sudden they're in love, but by the 3rd episode. But in this one, it's just like the slow one wins the race, and we have a long way to go with this. And so, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today, my thoughts that this is going to happen. I'm watching the episodes. If you aren't watching it and you found that interesting, then maybe you might want to check that out. So I am going to end this right here so that I can finish my meal without eating in front of the camera. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.